How many Nuggets players declined to speak to the media after the loss to the Timberwolves on Saturday night? Welcome into your Denver Sports Daily for May 6th. Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel V. Hill.
Welcome into your Mile High Minute presented by Smashburger. Anthony Edwards went off for 43 points, and the Timberwolves put the defending champion Nuggets on notice with a 106-99 win in Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals on Saturday. Edwards now has scored 119 points in his last 3 games and is the first 22-year-old to record back-to-back 40-point games in the playoffs since a young Kobe Bryant. We did see McDaniels on MPJ and Edwards on Murray to start the game, which was pretty interesting. I'm not going to lie. I got to give our old producer, Joey, his roses there because on coffee break, he said that he thought McDaniels was going to be on MPJ. Now, Jamal sat and Reggie Jackson comes in and he helps calm the court a little bit. The Nuggets go on a 13-0 run. Edwards looks exhausted in the second, heavy breathing, winded. He exerted too much energy in the first. Minnesota was the best team in the third quarter in the league, though, last year. And you guys, they definitely proved it. We saw Minnesota come out and stun the Nuggets. I feel like everybody is kind of having this freak out of, okay, can this team actually beat the Nuggets? And yes, they can. I even got text messages from some of my family members saying that the T-Wolves are a better team. And I said, yes, they are, because they're fully healthy. KCP is still battling that ankle injury. Jamal Murray obviously dealing with the hamstring injury. So yeah, it's true. They are the better team right now, and it's unfortunate. But can the Nuggets find the will and the way to be able to go out there and win? Jamal Murray made his final shot with 10 minutes left in the third on Saturday. He has never gone scoreless in the first half of a playoff game in his career, and at least 3 players declined to speak to the media. Frustration had set in. Aaron Gordon and MPJ had walked off the court before the final buzzer had even sounded. So yes, frustration had set in. And usually when players decline to speak to the media, it's because they had a bad game or something of that nature. But none of these players had a bad game. They just didn't want to talk. Now, Jamal Murray was one of them, and I will give it to him, I guess, and Reggie. But they both talked yesterday at practice. But yeah, things are looking a little tough for the Denver Nuggets. So do I think that they can bounce back? Absolutely. I think, though, what we're going to really see is in the first 10 minutes of today's game, if they don't get off to a hotter start and have some aggression out there, I think that it could be an ugly or short series. Now, Christian Brown spoke to the media following the game, and he kind of gave it to say this wasn't the typical Denver Nuggets team. Take a listen.
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job of it, in the first half. And, we're in a pretty good spot despite not playing that well. But got to find a way to play better all around. I don't think that was us out there tonight. Shouldn't need motivation, in a playoff game. I think maybe getting punched in the mouth game 1 could be good for us.
What do you mean that wasn't you guys out there?
I just don't think we played as physical. And I think we've been working on that and talking about it, from the jump, play physical from the start. It's not easy every game to come out and dominate how we've been dominating the last couple of years. So just come out and be physical from the jump. Don't get defense in the game. Start with defense and let the offense come. And I think we're normally really good at that, and we will for the rest of the season.
Mikko Rantanen was at the game on Saturday as they awaited to hear who the Avalanche were going to be playing, and it's going to be the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference second round. Dallas eliminated the defending champion Vegas Golden Knights with a 2-1 win in Game 7 on the first round on Sunday. Who doesn't love a Game 7? And Colorado eliminated the Winnipeg Jets with a 6-3 win in Game 5 of that series on April 30th. I'm honestly not even thinking about it. A lot of times in those situations, it can be an advantage rolling right into the beginning of another playoff series. We'll hope that is the case. That is what Stars coach Peach Bodor said about asking playing the Avalanche, who is now a well-rested team. The Stars, who were the number 1 seed from the Central Division, will have home ice advantage, against the Avalanche and the number 3 seed from the Central. Colorado went 3-1-0 against Dallas during the regular season, which included 2 wins in Dallas, 6-3 on November 18th and 5-4 in overtime on January 4th, and 1 in Denver, 5-1 on February 27th. The Stars won the last meeting of the regular season on the road at 7-4 on April 7th. Now, we do have the schedule. Luckily, it is coming out. Game 1 will be in Dallas on Tuesday night. That is a 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time tip on ESPN. And then, of course, you got Thursday, Saturday, Monday, and we will see about a possible Wednesday, Friday, or Sunday. This could be a very interesting series. The Stars, though, do look like they are a little bit exhausted, so buckle up. Hopefully, the Avs are able to get it done. We'll move on to the MLB now. It took 32 tries, but the Colorado Rockies finally played a game in which they didn't fall behind. Staked to a 3-0 six-inning lead by a solo home run from Ryan McMahon, the Rockies made a stand all the way up in Pittsburgh on Friday night, holding off the Pirates for a 3-2 win at PNC Park. Colorado had trailed in 31 straight games to start the season, the longest such season opening streak in Major League Baseball. However, the Rockies still lost the series 2-1. Last night, the social media took it by storm during the Netflix Is a Joke Festival. Many comedians roasted Tom Brady, and he also did some roasting himself. The biggest one I think that came out was Brady at his roast said, "The NFL spent $20 million and found it more probable, if not, than I was generally aware that someone may have deflated my footballs." He goes on to say, "You could have just given me the 20 mil and I would have told you blank or told you I blank did it." I won't finish that sentence, and I wish I could share more of what happened during the roast, but I would say it is pretty rated R. So if you want to listen to some of them, I'm not going to lie, a lot of them were very funny. There's a lot of Bill Belichick jokes, some Gronk jokes in there. They even made fun of people like Kim Kardashian. The Chiefs even got involved in it too. Peyton Manning, of course, had a beautiful line out there too. So make sure you tune into it. It was really, really funny on Netflix, like I said, but you can also find tons and tons of clips on social media. So I loved it. I loved that Tom just kind of went into it and said, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to take it." But he also definitely handed some back as well. So they did a great job with it. In other news in the NFL, though, J.J. Watt apparently hasn't completely closed the door on the NFL. Watt told Houston Sports Radio 610, "I'm very fortunate and lucky, man. I have a beautiful wife. I have a beautiful son. I've had 12 great years in this league, and I'm very thankful to have walked away healthy and played great." He continued, "I told D'Amico Ryans last year, I said, don't call me unless you absolutely need it. But if you ever do call, I'll be there." And he knows not to call unless he absolutely needs it. Watt also added, "This is the last year I'll tell him that because I'm not going to keep training the way I've been training. But he knows that if he ever truly does need it, I'll be there for him. I don't anticipate that happening. They've got a very good group." I find this to be completely fascinating. JJ Watt is still training like he is playing in the NFL. Like he could be ready at any minute to go. I'm like, that is, first of all, just very impressive on any front right there. But I do think that D'Amico Ryans probably can see JJ's age at this point. And again, he hasn't been in the league for some time. But it is kind of cool because I know obviously Houston Texans fans love JJ Watt. So for him to still be like, "I'll come back if you ever need it, just to pick up the phone," I think that that's pretty dang cool as well. Last one for you here on this Monday, the Kentucky Derby, an American tradition, and apparently so is gambling. We already knew this. Churchill Downs says a record $210.7 million was wagered on this year's race. Overall betting on the Kentucky Derby reached a record of $320.5 million, which is significantly up from last year's record of $288.7 million. The Kentucky Derby is always a star-studded event affair, but this year's event saw a number of NFL players taking in on the action. The biggest name in attendance was Travis Kelce, who showed up rocking a slick white suit, but without his famous girlfriend, Taylor Swift. She was not in attendance. Other NFL stars included Kelce's teammate, Isaiah Pacheco, Lions wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, Titans quarterback Will Levis, and Browns quarterback Jameis Winston. There's always big names that go out to Kentucky Derby. I would love to go one year. I think it'd be so fun. You dress up, you wear the hat, and again, it all comes down to just a few seconds at the end. It was like a picture-perfect finish, essentially. So I would love to go to the Kentucky Derby, though. Sign me up one year to go do it. But that is going to do it, you guys. Short show today, for sure. Everybody buckle up, though, for this Nuggets series. I think it's going to go 7. I have my vlog ready to go. I'm thinking about posting it today from the game on Saturday, but I even said I felt bad about the game. I thought that Minnesota was going to walk away victorious, and not trying to toot my own horn, but I do think that this is going to be a much tougher series. However, I do also think that the Nuggets are going to win tonight, so fingers crossed on that front, and I think we're going to see a split in Minnesota as well. Getting around to some of your comments. Hey, Rachel, what happened to our Nuggets? I know it's only game 1, but geez, the slow starts can't happen anymore, everybody. They got to be able to figure that out. We need to see some intensity coming in the first 10 minutes of the game. Again, how can you only have 4 points with 6 minutes left to go in the first? That's unacceptable in any playoff game. Honestly, in any game at all, unacceptable. Good morning, Rachel, and go Broncos. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. Got away with the slow starts for the Lakers. Have to be better if we want a chance. Yes, they have to be better in the beginning of the game. That is 100% going to be one of the keys. Michael Malone touched on it a little bit. They've got to figure that out. Avs are going to have their hands full. I believe it may go 6 to 7 games. I agree. The only thing will be is if Dallas is tired. Now, it is unfortunate that Dallas doesn't have to get on the road and travel here to the Mile High City, because that would just be another day that they've got to do something. But hopefully that series going 7 games between Vegas and Dallas will make them a little more exhausted. You could tell even in game 7 last night that they just didn't have the speed that the Avs did. They're coming off well rested. Hopefully the Avs can keep their momentum going and get one in Dallas. If they can get at least one game in Dallas, I'm feeling pretty good about the series. Let's see. Rachel, any good Avalanche news? Are we ready for round 2? I sure hope so. I do know that they are traveling out to Dallas today. So fingers crossed. Again, I think it's going to come down to a lot of the speed. And Georgiev's going to have to be good, but so is the defense that's in front of him. Kyle McCarr, Devontae's, a lot of those guys are going to have to be really solid. So here's to hoping that Dallas is freaking wiped after that 7-game series. Popcorn. I know I wanted to get popcorn the other night, you guys, but I just did not have a good feeling about it. And I was like, I just don't know if it can happen. And of course, things were like kind of good going into the 4th. I was like, okay, this is a really, really close game. Maybe they can pull it off. But no, I know I will get popcorn tonight. I promise. Make sure you message me on Twitter and you're just like, Rachel, it's time to go get the popcorn, get it early. And we will do that for sure. All right, you guys, I love hanging out with you for a little bit of your time here on this Monday. You have 4 more days if you want to hang out with myself, James Marilat, the entire Denver sports team, Andrew Mason, Cecil Lammy, and then Zach By and Philip Lindsay over there on the drive. Plus, get lunch from Brothers Barbecue. You have 4 days to enter into the contest over on our YouTube. And it's super easy. You literally just have to hit the subscribe button and you will automatically be entered in to come hang out with us, have some lunch, talk some sports, do all the fun stuff. So make sure you do that. And then I will see you guys at 12 p.m. For coffee break. James Marilat is back. So Marilat Monday, here it is. I know he's going to have some words probably for Michael Malone and how he's got to get that team off to a better start, which we all agree with. So I will see you guys over there, 12 p.m. Mountain Time. Have a wonderful Monday, everybody. Bye.